Good afternoon, and welcome to the 800 Credit Score Man Show. I am your host, Kevin King. He is I, and I am him, the 800 Credit Score Man himself. And thank each and every one of you for coming in and listening to the 800 Credit Score Man Show. I want you to do something for me. I want you to pass this show along. So no matter what platform you're listening on, for the most part, there's a button there, a share button, and you can share this show with all of your friends and your family and your contacts. Please take a minute and do that for me. Share this show. If you like the show also and you're listening, please click the like button on there. Click the like button on the 800 Credit Score Man Show as well. And again, if you can follow me, go to Spreaker.com. Yes, Spreaker, Spreaker. Go to Spreaker.com and follow me there. You'll get updates every time a show hits the air. You'll get a notification that the show is on. You never know, it might come on in the middle of the week and say something one of these times. So go ahead and follow me at Spreaker.com as well. So again, welcome. Happy Saturday afternoon to you. If you're on the West Coast, good morning to you because it'll be 11:30 a.m. So thank you so very much for listening to the 800 Credit Score Man Show. You have no idea how much I truly, truly appreciate it. So look, what are we going to talk about today on the 800 Credit Score Man Show? We're going to talk about self-lending. Yes, self-lending. So if you've never heard of self-lender at all, we're going to discuss that today. And the reason I brought this topic up for today is because in the Facebook group, Credit Score Comeback, and I suggest that you go ahead and you join that group. Over 1,000 members in that group, maybe more than 1,100 people in that group as we speak. Go and join Credit Score Comeback. It's all four different words. It's all capitalized. If you're having any kind of trouble trying to find it at all, please go join that group. We have great discussions throughout the week regarding credit. A lot of questions are being asked and answered by all of the people in the group. So please come and join that particular group. So in that group this week, there were a few questions about self-lender, and then it also came up for me on 2 other occasions this week. So I'm going to discuss self-lender. If you've never heard of it, you'll be educated about it. If you've heard of it, but you're not sure exactly how it works, we're going to talk about that today, and you'll be able to decide for yourself if it is going to be something that you want to explore or not. All right, so that's what we're going to talk about today on the 800 Credit Score Man Show. Now, look, this is got to be the youngest listener, and I doubt if he's listening though, but this has got to be the youngest listener to the 800 Credit Score Man Show. So I got to give a big shout out to Joel Carter. He turned 1 year old on the 18th of this month. So happy birthday to Joel Carter. I hope your ears are picking up. When this guy gets to be 18 years old, he's probably going to have a 1,200 credit score because his dad listens to the 800 Credit Score Man Show. So happy birthday to you, Joel. Happy birthday. All right, so let's jump into the show a little bit. Let me give another shout out before I jump into the show. So I want to shout out Donald King. Yes, this is my cousin. Last week I shouted out Ronald King. They are brothers. Not only are they brothers, they are twins. Their birthday was last week. So happy birthday to Donald King. And I also want to give out to shout out to their sister who celebrated their birthday as well, Cheryl King. So happy birthday, cousins. All right. Thank you so much for listening to the show. So let's jump into self-lender. What in the world is it? Does it work at all? You know, what's going on with this self-lender thing? So if you've never heard of self-lender, it works a lot like the credit builder loan that I have described in the past. And I told you, it was good for you. It was a good tool for you to use to help increase your credit scores, especially if you have a lower credit score. It's a very good tool to do so. So what does a credit builder loan do for you? So credit builder, like I've said in the past, is just like it does just like it says that it does in the title. It helps you build credit. So by obtaining a credit builder loan, and you can get these at your credit union. So any type of credit union, they may have a loan that's a credit builder loan. It may be called by a different name because it's a specific company, but basically that's what it is. So they by obtaining one of these credit builder loans, you create a new good installment account that is reported on your credit bureau. And it's important that they report to all 3 credit bureaus because you have plans for it to be a good, positive, long-standing account for you, and you want them reporting to all three, so you get the points on all three of the credit bureaus, and it's helping your score to increase. Now, if you're working on your credit, it does no good to simply erase and delete only those old and bad accounts. It does no good for you to do just that. That's just deleting and getting rid of the negative. You have to do something positive to increase your credit score as well, and besides just getting rid of those negative items. So we're going to explore Self-Lender today, because this is a program just like a credit builder loan that can help you increase your credit score, and is positive for you. So let's get on to Self-Lender, and you can go to, if you've never heard of it before, you can go to selflender.com, and you can take a look at it as well. Go ahead and type that in, and you can go ahead and take a look and see what they have to offer and how it works. But you can do that after the show, because I'm going to tell you how it works, and then kind of give my opinion on it a little bit. And of course, we're going to have question of the day today as well. All right, so here's how Self-Lender works. First of all, the first thing you really need to know is all the people that are worried and concerned about being approved because your credit score is so low, being approved for one of these types of loans. You think there's no way in the world anyone is going to go ahead and approve me. I've had a bankruptcy. I just had an account go to collections. I've got all these things on my credit report that are negative. The first thing you need to know is that there is no credit check. You heard me. There is no credit check for Self-Lender. So all of the people that are concerned about that, there's no credit check, which means there's no inquiry either. You know, I talk to you all the time about your inquiries and how there's nothing positive about having an inquiry on your credit report, because all it does for you, for us, the consumers, is to take points off our credit report. So there's no credit check at all. You don't even have to have a credit score at all to use Self-Lender. So that's one thing that you definitely need to know about it. Another positive aspect of it is, unlike a secured card, there's no upfront amount you need to pay. So I told you about secured cards, and I do advise people to get some secured cards as well if you do not have a credit card and you have no other choice. On a secured card, you're secured because you give them money. You give them money up front. So if you want to have a $500 limit, you're going to give them $500, and that's going to be your limit, and then you'll be able to use that card like a normal credit card. Nobody will know that you're using a secure card. You're going to use that card. So you've got to have money in your pocket, in your hand, to actually give them. It can be $500, it can be $600, whatever amount you want to. That's how a secure card works. With this Self-Lender, you do not have to come out of that kind of money up front at all to get a Self-Lender loan. A third thing that you need to know about this is that it doesn't cost you to apply. So you can apply if you want, and it doesn't cost you a thing. You can apply to see, if you can get, well, not if you can get the loan, but you can apply to see, what the terms are, what's going to go on with this particular account that you're trying to create. It doesn't cost you a dime to do that. Not that there isn't any cost at all, because if you do activate it, then yes, there'll be a cost. But it doesn't cost you to apply at all for the Self-Lender. Now, it costs at least, and I'm going to say at least $12, because this is the information that I've seen, and I'm going to give you an example of what I've seen recently about Self-Lender. But it can cost you at least $12 to activate the account. All right, so you can apply for it, have it all set up and ready. Then it'll cost you $12 at least to go ahead and to activate your account. Another thing that you need to know about Self-Lender, and I'm running through these relatively quickly for you, you're going to need to know about Self-Lender is, well, let me give you this. Let me give you this common example of what I've seen. All right, so you pay $48.50 per month for 12 months. So this is kind of how it works. All right, so you pay that amount. This is a direct example from Self-Lender themselves. You pay $48.50 per month for 12 months. they report your on-time payments. Well, not just your on-time payments. They report how you pay to the credit bureaus. All three credit bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, they will report that to the credit bureaus. This is how it helps you build your credit. So that you're going to pay your $48.50 per month, and you're going to do that over a 12-month term. That means this is an installment loan. You know that you need two types of credit. You need revolving and you need installment. Some people have credit cards, but they don't own a car, they don't have a mortgage, they don't have student loans, so they don't have any kind of installment at all. You need installment and you need revolving, and this is another avenue for you to get that. So you're going to pay that $48.50 for the 12 months, and they're going to report to all three of the credit bureaus. So at the end of the 12 months, you saved, and I'm putting that in air quotes, you saved because you haven't gotten a dime, right? You haven't gotten a dime from them. They didn't give you money up front, but you're giving them $48.50 per month. So at the end of the 12 months, you've saved because it's basically like a glorified savings account for you. But if you go to your bank, any old bank, and you open up a savings account and you happen to put that $48.50 a month away in that savings account, you don't get the benefit of having that on your credit report. With Self-Lender, basically it's a glorified savings account. So because it's that, but it helps you build your credit though, because it's reporting to all three of those credit bureaus. So at the end of that 12 months, you can do the math yourself. You have a little over $550 saved, if you will, at the end of that 12 months. Plus you get the interest. That's why I said it's very, very similar to a credit builder loan from your credit union, because you're going to get $550 at least, right? Plus the interest that you paid over the 12 months. That's what you're going to get. And this helps you build credit. Your account is done. You paid it on time. Each time, every time, you paid it on time for 12 months straight. And so now you're good, right? You get to get that money. And so it's almost like you're not losing anything at all, because you're going to get the money that you paid into it, plus you're going to get interest as well. So let's make sure that they're going to actually pay you your money. You're going to do this basically with faith that they're going to pay you the money at the end of this 12-month term. So the funds that you have are also FDIC secured as well. So FDIC, if you're not familiar with it, that's how banks insure your money. So if you have money in a bank and something goes wrong, whatever it is, a crash or what have you, you are insured to get your money back. And it's a lot of money, where I forget what the number is, but it used to be like $250,000. If you had $250,000 in the bank and something happened to the bank folded, whatever it is, then you were insured that you would get the money that you have. Now, if that limit is, because I didn't look it up before the show, if that limit is $250,000 and you had $251,000 in the bank, you're not necessarily getting $251,000. You're insured up to that high amount of $250,000, and they may have even moved that number up some since we had the crash back in the day, but that's what it used to be, I think. So if I'm wrong, somebody check me on that. Let me know what it is. You contact me at 800-creditscoreman@gmail.com. You can contact me there. Also, you can catch me on Facebook, same thing, and Instagram, 800-creditscoreman on both of those platforms. And please follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at @creditscore_man. I always follow back on Twitter. So please, I would love to engage with you at any one of those platforms as well. All right, so back to the credit to the self-lender, and that is FDIC insured. So it's insured. So at $48.50, I don't think any bank's going to, or any insurance company is going to have trouble finding you your $550+ to get that back to you. So there is little to minimum risk in regard to